The INFJ Chameleon, what is that? The INFJ Chameleon is basically when you can shapeshift into anything that you need to be in that moment. That's what it seems like to me anyways. And INFJs have the amazing capability to be able to do that, and I think sometimes we do it without even realizing that we are doing it. And it can be a good thing, and it can actually be a bad thing, and I'm going to tell you the reasons why. So it can be a good thing because that means we're extremely adaptable to our surroundings and our situations that we're in, and when push comes to shove and something needs to be done and we need to be something in that situation, we can do it. You know, we just have to, at least for me, we just have to get out of our own way and just be like, okay, this is what I gotta do, you know. The bad thing is that, for example, when I met my husband, I did like this INFJ chameleon thing, and I didn't even know that I was doing it because I had grown up throughout my life really with not knowing who I was and just not able to really truly find myself because I grew up as a very depressed kid, always felt alone and misunderstood, like the black sheep of the family, and so I didn't really focus on self-discovery, and I don't even know, do you do that when you're a teenager? I don't even know. So when I met my husband, I was 17, and I was still trying to like discover who I am as a person. And so I ended up basically just becoming whatever he needed to be in order to be pleasing. And I didn't know that I was doing that. Like, we always joke and say that I am like an open book and you can just write whatever you want on the pages. But now I know that I was basically just INFJ being a chameleon. I was adapting to my situations and my surroundings, and I'm already very open-minded, so I could be shaped and molded into whatever it is that I needed to be in that present moment, and that's kind of what happened. And that's how I got really religious too, is I adapt to my surroundings. So if there's people around me and they think a certain way, then I can make myself kind of think a certain way just like that too. And not really knowing that that's not me being me. That's not me being my own individualistic self. So when I found out that I was an INFJ and I realized that in my past I had been a chameleon in these certain situations when I didn't really realize it, I have been able to come out of that and really start to figure out who I am as a person and just be myself. And that has come with some struggles, you know. There's fear of people judging you and breaking out of that mold. What are people going to think? Are they going to agree with you? Is it going to cause tension or conflict? All of those things come up, and us as INFJs, we don't like tension or conflict or people judging us, you know, because we're already so critical of ourselves. We really don't need other people being critical of us, so we just want to please people and be whatever they need us to be in that moment. But really, it stifles us as individuals, and it keeps us from growing into who we are. And you know, that's why being too much of a chameleon can be a bad thing. So another example of being a chameleon is actually kind of what I'm doing right now. I am actually an introvert. You guys know that, being INFJs, but if you're watching this and you're not an INFJ, I'm actually an introvert. Like, I'm very introverted, but I'm also not at the same time. And I can be a chameleon. I can be on recording this video and be extroverted with you guys because I have things that I want to share. And INFJs are very passionate people and they have things that they want to share. But I think a lot of INFJs may not share things because they are guarded and they may not trust people and they don't want to be judged, and you know, they don't want people to think critically of them, like I had said before. So this is another example. Me doing these videos is me being a chameleon, adapting to my surroundings, being able to put myself out there even though I am actually truly introverted. So that is a benefit of being able to be adaptable, being able to be a chameleon, you know, and it's not that we're like acting or that we're fake or anything like that. I think it's actually it's almost like a strength that we have. It's almost like a superpower. It's like we can be introverted and so reserved, but on the other hand, we can be completely extroverted and put ourselves out there as long as we silence those inner voices of, oh, are they going to judge me, or, what are people thinking about me? What if they say this? What if I say something wrong? All that crap that goes on in our heads. As long as you can silence that, then you can adapt and you can chameleon into putting yourself out there like I'm doing right now. So it's not like I'm being fake or that I'm acting like this is my real authentic self, but I have had to practice like putting myself out there and not being introverted, and being able to express myself and be a chameleon. Because like if you were to meet me in person, at first, and until I get to know who you are, I might not be like this, I'm not the one to like initiate conversations and go up to a person and be like, hey, let's be friends. Like, I'm not an icebreaker type of person. My icebreaker would be like, what do you think happens after we die? And that's not like the kind of conversation. You can't just go up to anybody and say that, although I think you should be able to, because like those are like the important things to talk about in life, I think, not like what kind of clouds are in the sky, like but yeah, so that's another way that is being a INFJ chameleon, is to actually be able to get on here and do these videos. That's what it looks like for me anyways, is to be able to get past myself and my introverted nature and make these videos. And it's because I want to at least give some kind of impact to society or contribute to the world. And I feel like there are a lot of INFJs out there who are scared to put themselves out there. And, you don't have to do it the way that I'm doing it, but in any type of way. And we have so much to offer the world. Like, we really do. We're the most passionate, creative people that I've ever come across. And we have so much to offer the world that we have to be able to be a chameleon and get past our introvertedness and really give the world what we have to offer. So that's a little bit about being an INFJ chameleon. If you can relate, let me know. Tell me what your scenarios are of you being an INFJ chameleon, and have you in the past had moments where you didn't know that's what you were doing, but after learning that you were an INFJ, you're like, oh man, it makes sense now. I'd love to hear your guys' stories, and I will catch you guys in the next video.